Okay, we're gonna try this again. Okay. Um, yes, so hey everyone. Welcome back to Confrontation of Calling, the series. Today I have a special guest joining me. If you were on my previous live that is now deleted, I was trying to get my special guest to join and Facebook wasn't having it. So hopefully this new live will have me be able to add her because this is, yeah. So I am just looking to see if she is. But like I said in the previous live, here we go. I see it. Okay, so like I said, here we go. Yes, we made it. This Instagram is way easier because it pops down. It's a whole thing. But hey,
Hey.
can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Good.
Okay, you're a little. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so if you weren't on the previous slide, that is no longer up. I was discussing how we're still in this confrontation of calling series, and today we're going to talk about grieving the known because there's an aspect of accepting your calling that comes with kind of letting go of some things. For me, it was giving up the person that I thought I was going to be and processing that and going through that journey. And for others, it may be letting go of some other things like friends or perceptions of self and all of that. So I wanted to have this live today with one of my friends who I usually have these type of conversations with anyway. It's where I get a lot of my lives from. And I just wanted you all to listen in to our conversations that we have on a regular basis anyway. So thank you for joining me, Monday. So happy to have you here. So yeah, you know this, we just went on live on my Instagram, the Diana Reed Experience. And we were just talking about how the past couple of months, I'll speak for me personally, and then Monet, you can tell your experience. But I feel like I have been moving in a direction I thought I would never be qualified for, let alone capable of doing. And that is doing kind of this, like talking to people about calling and encouraging them and giving, resources and advice along the way. I did not expect this for myself. So for the past couple of months, I've really been going through the process of like accepting the kind of influence that I have. Um, and not negating my voice in this space. So that's been my process. It's come with a lot of tears. It's come with a lot of conversations. But we're here and now I want to talk about it. So Monet, for you, what have you been kind of grieving or letting go as you've been walking into your calling?
So I feel like my story has been just grieving. I wouldn't say who I was conditioned to be, but everything that shaped my identity as of now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, I feel like we say we know who we are based off our experiences, which are linked to trauma and pain. But the whole identity, like the essence of identity, is who God called you to be. And like
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes isn't always that
Come on.
sometimes it always isn't for you to hold on to that. It was for you to have that experience and keep pushing and not
Mhm.
hold it and say, well, this is who I am because of X, Y, and Z. So yeah.
That's so good. Um, I think it's Tim Ross who usually says we make moments monuments. And
Mm,
there are some things that were just moments in time. And it's not something that we're supposed to kind of stake our life on. Some
yeah.
things we experience and it contributes to, who we are and kind of um it's particular to our experience,
Mhm.
but it's not something that we're supposed to stake our life on.
Right.
So you thinking that because you won the karate tournament at 3, or let me give a practical age, at like 7, that you were
Mhm.
gonna be like Bruce Lee.
Mhm.
And I don't think he did karate. I think he did taekwondo. Don't get me right.
Right.
Hilarious. But
Mhm.
some things were just, experiences that happened in your life that were great, but it's not directly related to who you've been called to be, which
Right.
is something that you've kind of have this unique gifting and influence and impact in order to reach the people. So that is so good. Um, I think I asked you this on the IG live, but who has been encouraging you as you've been going on this journey, as you have been grieving and accepting your call?
So, I have found new community. Amen. I go to church with you,
Yeah.
and yeah, the community that we have at AMWA is just so amazing. Just
Mhm.
due to the fact that, like, it's like, okay, we see the church as a body of baptized, reborn believers, but at the same time, in religion, we don't shed light on how damaged we all are. So I'm just so grateful to be in a place where we shed light on the real. So where it's like,
Mhm.
okay, after this, I can go out and live life and still know that I'm called versus every little bad thing I do, here come anxiety, here comes fear, here comes regret, here comes this
Mm.
and this, and I might fall away from God worse than I've done before.
Mm. Mm. That's so good,
Also,
because
yeah,
I feel like a lot of things that kind of hinder us from walking in our calling is thinking that we're not qualified for it because of what we've done in life. And that's
yeah,
a lie from the pits of hell.
yeah.
Because it's the very things that you've gone through that make you relatable to the people that you're called to, and that actually have shaped you into this person that you have been called to be. So nothing is wasted. Everything will be used for the good of those who love the Lord and are called apart according to his purpose.
Mm,
And what I think you said that was key, which has been kind of a key thing in my life, is community. So though we've been kind of separated from, ideas of ourselves and people we love, or people we thought we were going to be connected to forever and ever, amen.
mm,
Um, we have been called to a new group of people also to support
yeah.
us. So there's a new group of people who are connected to our calling, who will actually remind us of who we've been called to be and encourage us in that and remind us that we don't have to be perfect in that. And I think that's so key. Um, I think for you, Monet, it's been interesting seeing how you've been growing and developing in just a short span. I've met you, and I know you've kind of had to let some people go along the way, and I have done the same. So I know that's a hard subject for people to get. Okay, there's two extremes. They're like, I don't need new friends. I don't need new friends, right?
Right.
There's that
Mhm.
that end of the spectrum, or I don't need anybody.
Yeah.
And that's both of those are difficult things to deal with, because yeah, you'll need new people in your life to help you get to new levels. And
Hmm.
you need people in general to support you. So what has been your process like? How has your process been like, kind of transitioning social circles as spouse and family?
So I wouldn't say that I'm still in a battle, but I'm just defining the lines because I feel like we see things as, oh, you have to totally exit my life, you know what I'm saying? Versus I have to put you in a different space
Mm,
for not only my well-being but also for yours, because in a social circle where maybe you're the only one who has a relationship with Christ or whatever the case may be, people come to you in a form of a God
mm,
versus going to God himself.
mm. Wow.
And that was one of the things for me. And then also, yeah, just setting boundaries it's a healthy thing. Like,
Mm,
I feel like in in my community, it's like if we locked in, ain't no switching up. Like, loyalty
mhm,
is one of those things where you just really, if you loyal from the soil, you're supposed to
mm,
stay like that forever.
mhm,
And I feel like that's a form of bondage when you're ready to grow. So, yeah. Like,
Yikes.
yeah, it definitely becomes bondage because when one party doesn't want what you want and like you supposed to keep this loyal title, it's like you feel in a bind because it's like, okay, now who do I choose? And yeah, so it has been a struggle at first, but you know, through just relationship with Christ and growing in the community that I'm in, I'm able to separate the two and define the lines.
I saw this post the other day that said, loyalty is great, but don't be loyal to a bad decision. And
Ooh.
that did me. I said, wait a minute.
Ooh.
You may be onto something here. But as you were talking, it sounded like the more that you got comfortable in the calling that's been over your life and you've been surrounded by the people who align to that, it's been you've been clearer on the type of people that need to be in your life and what positions that they need to be in. Yeah. Yeah. So I think as we're going through the grieving process, I think we have to remember that we're not called to be alone. Like we are humans, we're interdependent. Ooh, that sounded like a curse word to someone. It's not. You need help. It's okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know I am one of those people who tries to do it alone. Like you're not alone, but no, you need people. Exhibit A in this conversation. But as you're on this journey of grieving, you have to remember that one, you've been called to another group that will support you and will allow you to be real, like Monét said, and will not keep you bound to this old version of yourself that you're trying to be loyal to for no reason. Honestly, like why be loyal to a bad decision? So I think as you're grieving, go through the process and release, but know that the person that you're grieving and the environments that you're grieving now do not even compare to the places that are in store for you, to the person that you're going to be. So I hope that's encouragement. Grieve. It's okay. For everything, there's a time and a season, but don't grieve too long where you miss your opportunity to walk into your calling, right? That's another form of bondage. Ooh, the enemy would try to keep you in a place of grief in order to keep you from moving. Your responsibility is to grieve and then move. Grieve and then move. And you'll find that in your movement, there's healing from that grief and
Ooh.
from those unknowns. And I get it. It's scary to move without having all the details, but that's why it requires faith. So move in faith, keep walking in faith, process fully, and keep walking because people need you on the other end of this. So that's all I had. Thank you, Monét, for joining us.
Thank
You
you.
come on,
Mm.
you came in and delivered. Okay, thank you for joining.
Girl, that's all you. Thank you for even
Of course. Okay, I'll see you guys next week. Peace.